Hello friends! Yesterday started the chess Olympiad in Budapest, and also there are several side events, different type of tournaments. Some of them are quicker, some of them are longer, and I actually also joined one of the tournaments. It's called the Olympiad Expo Classic. It's a 9-round Swiss tournaments. Let me show you the players. So it's called Olympiad Expo Classic. Actually, I am second seeded now. We have 28 players from many countries actually. How many countries? Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 12 countries. First round was today, and I played with the very young player, Marton-John, Almos. Actually, he's a 10 years old boy. As you see, was born in 2014, rated 1836, but as you see, he's a very talented player, played pretty well our game. I was finally able to win after nearly 90 moves. Okay, so let's go and see the game. I played with the white pieces, started with e4, played e5, knight f3, knight c6. Yeah, here I was thinking which opening to play. Sometimes I played the Scotch game with d4 to recapture, or I played also the Scotch gambit with bishop c4. I played the Italian opening also. I played sometimes even the Spanish. So here I decided to play bishop c4, bishop c5, and here again I was thinking to play. Before I played always the c3 line, actually c3 with the idea of d3 and then slow game, and actually inspired by one of the courses I watched by Grandmaster Noes Truder. I played knight c3 here, knight c3, knight f6, d3, d6. Yeah, and actually originally I wanted to play bishop g5, but I did not remember how to play exactly the things, especially after h6, bishop h4, g5. I was not that sure how good that is. I know it's possible to take and then knight d5, but here I decided I played waiting move h3. He played a6, kind of waiting also. Probably he also did not want to castle too early, because maybe thought I can maybe make some pawn race. Okay, bishop e3. Yeah, I decided again just to continue development and challenge his bishop. Bishop e6, bishop b3, just, you know, I was keeping the pressure. Queen e7. I castled. h6. Yeah, this was the first minor mistake by him. He should just probably castle. And if knight jumps in, we can just take, maybe take this one and go for the bishop, and this position should be very close to equal. He played h6, and here actually I considered knight d5. I did not play it, but actually this would be a good move, because if he captures, this was my concern. If captures, actually is a bad move. Taking knight b4, it's attacked, but here actually I did not continue to think, or somehow I just rejected this one. But here you can stop the video and try to find a good move, good sequence of moves for white. So white can actually capture the bishop, and then under moment you can stop the video and find the best move. Knight takes e5, opening up the e file, because if recaptures, then rook e1 wins the queen. So I missed this idea. This is why bishop takes d5 is not that good. So, or at least bishop takes d5 is okay, but knight b4 is really not good. The problem is if he moves somewhere else, the same works. Takes, and knight e5. Okay, so I missed this one. I just played d4 by the guideline of challenging the opponent's center and opening up the d file and fighting for the d4 square. So decided to capture, and actually we had mass trade this here. So I got a really nice queen on d4, but also castle. White has a small space advantage, but unfortunately this is very close to equal. Okay, so what to do here? I decided, okay, so here I was thinking what to do, so I need to make a plan. I was thinking what weak squares he has or weak pawns. Yeah, I realized no real weak pawns like those pawns, but it's really hard to attack. Maybe this is one weak square, but really hard to get a knight there. Or d5, that's covered pretty well. So then I said, okay, I need to somehow try to gain more space and improve my position that way. Improve my piece f4. So I got my rooks behind the pushed pawns. But he played really pretty well, just waiting. Okay, queen f2. The idea was to go out of this file, and maybe if I can play sometimes e5, then after the capture my queen would be not under attack. Played c6. I think this is a pretty nice and good defend waiting move. Now he can move the knight and there will be no knight d5 jumps. Yeah, I decided to double the rooks. Maybe if I can play e5 in some moments. f6, okay, just stopping my e5 idea. Rook e3. Okay, here I got another idea to, because this knight actually after c6 is pretty bad because that pawn just blocks my square. So I was thinking, what if I could somehow reposition that knight maybe to the king side? That would be really nice too. Because after f6 actually both squares became weak. Also g6 and f5 and actually e6 also. So rook e3, queen f7, and here I decided to play f5, and I think this was actually a good move. The idea is to control those squares and be ready with the knight to go there. Okay, I gave up the e5 square, but for the e6, so I think that's a good exchange. Probably actually black should just get the rook there and then probably go forward, something like this, to get some activity. I was thinking to, yeah, still I think white has maybe some very small edge here. Little better knight. So knight e5, I reposition knight e2, d5, captured, rook capture, knight f4, rook d6, knight jumps to e6, queen d7, knight c5, queen f7. So yeah, I was not that sure how to go forward. I have a nice knight. I played rook g3 just to think about doing pressure. Sometimes with knight e6, an idea to attack g7. Played rook e7, just be ready to defend. King h1. Actually, this was a tricky waiting move and he fall into my trick, because I was thinking maybe he wants to play some active move like this, you know, to attack the king, ready maybe rook d1. So yeah, that was not a good move. He should probably just play rook d5, and if knight, and yeah, I've just played knight e6, but we don't now can move the queen probably back, and this is protected. Yeah, this is pretty close to equal. White is a little bit better because this knight will be a little better than the e5. But okay, after queen h5, yeah, please stop the video if you want to find the right move. Knight e4, actually this is a really nice double attack. If the rook moves, the knight takes f6, because this is pinned. Actually this is a fork which wins the queen. Yeah, he realized, so the only move is to defend the rook by the other rook. Captured, and here, you know, I got now a rook for a knight, but this knight is pretty strong, so it's not that easy to win this game. The strategy should be to exchange the queens and the rooks, then the one rook against the knight, that would be easily winning. But my opponent will not allow that. So, okay, I moved king g1, because I wanted to go out of this knight g4 stuff. Rook d5, rook Okay, now repositioning my rook. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe to move it to d4, try to exchange the rooks. Queen g5, rook f1. Okay, protecting the pawn plus queen f4, the idea of offering the exchange. King h7, queen f4. Yeah, black should avoid the exchange of the queens, because that's his only hope, to generate always some threats with the queen and the knight together. Rook e4, king g8, rook d4. I think this was a good maneuver to exchange the rooks. Rook takes d4, queen takes d4, queen e2. Okay, so again some counterattack. I push him back with queen f4, queen f2, queen e4, rook d1. Okay, ready for some counterattack. Plus, actually, the nasty thing was, I was thinking maybe if he plays king h7, I play rook d4, and look, the queen is actually trapped. Wow, queen has no square to move. But he did not fall into that. Played queen b4. Yeah, I realized if check, then it goes out, and it's not easy to go forward. Because if I want to get maybe the queen somehow like this, it's always he comes with the queen and the knight together to give some perpetual checks or some attacks. So I play queen d4, forcing back the queen to b5. King f2. Yeah, I wanted to stop his queen. King h7. Okay, again here I was thinking what to do. I played b4. The idea was to play like queen c5, then rook d8 and queen f8 and go for the checkmate. b6, that was the right move. Then I played b3 to stop. So now, look, the queen has no square to move actually. I was thinking maybe to try to, yeah, I was thinking even like this move, queen d2 with either b4. Okay, this is a good move, attacking the pawn. Yeah, here I took a lot of time, and then finally I played g4, protecting the pawn. Okay, he went back. Yeah, maybe it's better to try to immediately try to open up the position. Queen c4, but I try to force the queen back to passive position. And then, yeah, white should be still better. Okay, so queen e5 was played. And here I played rook g1 with the idea of maybe later h4 g5, but actually here really the right move would be immediately play for this break. So white should somehow try to undermine this very strong knight, or if it's captured, then the knight has no more defense by the pawn, or sitting in g6 and checkmating the king. Even if black can, win a pawn or two, c5, queen e4, takes. Yeah, okay, the endgame, this is just very good, so if you can exchange because then the rook comes and it's just winning all the pawns. So this is good. Yeah, if he captures with the pawn, then g5 comes. Now this is a threat, and the other way the knight will be weakened. So I should have played this one. I played rook g1 instead, c5, strong move. So he tries to generate again counterplay, captured, queen e4, queen d7, again, threatening like this move. Yeah, here actually started to be very low on time. Played a relatively bad move, queen e3. It was better to play, I think, rook e1. So if check comes, then rook e2. And then again go for the push. I played queen e3, protecting queen d2, but the problem now he tries to open up the position, because if captured, the knight captures, then the king actually became kind of vulnerable, because I pushed all the pawns, and then against the checks it's kind of hard to defend against the checks with the knight and queen, especially when I have only like 2-3 minutes left. So c4, I played b4, wanted to prevent the knight to jump into c4, queen a4, queen c3, queen b5, rook e1. Yeah, I realized maybe h4 is not anymore that good. Queen d5, strong move, centralizing, queen e3. Yeah, here again I just left like 2 minutes. Queen d6, yeah, now this is attacked. went back, queen d5, queen e3, queen e6. Yeah, so I played, king g3. And here I realize if I go back, he just comes back and it's 3 times repetition, it's a draw. So I did play king g2 instead. Queen d7. And here, you know, 1 minute left, and I realized, okay, I just sacrifice the rook and win this pawn and hope to get the endgame, the queen endgame. Maybe I have better chance there, because I just did not find the right way, and it was very long time. I was fearing to blunder maybe a knight fork some way. Of course, the objective, the best move is just to come with the queen. Yeah, to sacrifice this pawn and again go actually later with rook d1, maybe rook d5, and then again this h4 g5 stuff. Yeah, he cannot use, because now the king will be checkmated. So still that, but okay, I was just not confident for that. I was thinking, okay, I cannot lose this one, and maybe still have some winning chances. So with the extra pawn, queen d1. Okay, another mistake I played here, very long time. Played queen d3. I was, it looked good first, because I think, okay, I'm threatening f6 check and threatening to exchange the queens. But unfortunately, he has a very strong move, queen e1, with this counter move, and then this pawn will be very strong. So instead of this, I should play actually f6. So the idea is the same, check, but it's a forcing to exchange the queens. If he gives a check, then we just go forward with the king. Check, check. So we can capture, because now, you know, the king, there are no more checks, and now the queen may help to, also the c5 pawn can be pushed. So this is actually a good position, winning position for white. Still not easy, but objectively winning position. So, but I did not do that. I played queen d3, this one. Okay, and now I can capture the pawn, but then he just takes c2, and now this is probably a draw, because again, very active. The extra pawn is not enough here to win, because he's too active. So I played here f6, check, 4. Here I had like 0 time, just a few seconds left. I was thinking, well, what to do. I could capture, but then I realized, okay, check, and this is not enough. This is gonna draw. So I played here queen f1. I know if he captures, then the pawn endgame should be winning, but okay, check comes, got here. Yeah, here was a nice variation. Actually, I was looking after e3, I think, oh my god, I am losing actually. If I take, I was thinking, okay, I am forced to take, and then he queens. And I stopped calculating here, but just, please calculate what should white do here. Maybe you can stop the video and find the right moves. Okay, so white can actually capture, because then after f7, the black king cannot stop this pawn. So both are queening, and then this is a draw. Equal material. Okay, so I played king g3. Okay, check. So I realized he wants to make the perpetual, so I then played king h1. So no more checks. And then after a long think, he found the best move e3. Yeah, I also fought a lot, but looks like I cannot do much. I pushed, and here actually he has a draw. Please think, find the right way. Stop the video and find it. Okay, so black can just push the pawn, and after the queen, after the exchanges, it's equal. Yeah, I accepted. Okay, this will be probably that, but then actually he gave this check. Wow, I said, okay, wow. Let me see what can we do. And then I realized, okay, now please find the right move for white. So king g1, actually no more checks. e2, I capture on a6, and here white has 2 extra pawns, and black has no hope to save it, because those pawns are also nice, and actually after queen d3 check and b5, all the pawns are defended. Now the winning plan is to go to the direction of the pawns and then push the pawns together and defend against the checks by using the pawns and some counter checking ideas. Queen c1, king g2, king b4, and then go with the king. King f3, queen f6 check, king e4, queen e6 check, king d4, queen d7 check, king c5, queen c7, queen b4, queen e7, king b3 check. Now we can use the pawn c4. Look, king just helping to push the pawn, king b4, queen f2, c5, check on e1, then queen c3. So sometimes we use the king, queen to protect against the check, sometimes the pawn. Queen b1, now go forward, queen a5, queen a2 check, king b6, queen e6 check, and now look, c6, queen c8. Okay, one important idea in the queen endgames, if you can, you should try to centralize the queen, because very few number of pawns on the board, so many available squares, and the best square for the queen is in the center. Queen e5, queen a8, and now I can just push the pawn. c7, queen c8, and queen f5. Now forcing the exchange or queening the pawn. Capture back. And actually here he resigned after 87 moves and 4.5 hours of playing. So wow, this was a tough game. I hope you enjoyed this game. Actually, let me show you who will be my opponent tomorrow. Let's go see the pairing. So tomorrow I will play with a player from the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Said Laili. Another young player, 19 years old, rated 1949, so I will play with the black pieces. I will give my best to win again. Okay friends, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, and you're not yet subscribed, then please subscribe the channel, share it, and use the ideas in your own games. Have wonderful games, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.